As a kid, I was scared of a bunch of weird things, so I made a few parody songs to explain them. And fair warning, it gets a little dark. I'll explain more after the songs, but for now, here you go.
When I was a little kid, I was scared of just one thing, that someone would break in my house and kill my family. Cause I know this sounds real weird, and that's because it is. I guess that 9-year-old me was a real messed up kid. Oh, what if somebody breaks in?
I can't fall asleep now.
I can't stop them. I'm
Just a little kid.
I'm just 9, why can't my big fear be snakes?
Or even spiders.
I think I might need some therapy.
Please don't break in.
Do I do now?
Don't murder them.
Ooh, maybe.
Please don't break in.
Please don't break in. Na 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 na. Now get this, I'm not even in a dangerous neighborhood. Worst that happened here was an old girl running around. But there's the first for everything, even catastrophes. Like a new mass murderer coming for your family. What if somebody breaks in?
I can't fall asleep now.
I can't stop them.
Just a little kid.
Just 9, why can't my big fear be
Or
snakes?
even spiders.
I think I need some therapy.
Lock the door. Don't break in. Lock the door. Don't break in. I love my family. Go rob someone else's house. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Please don't break in.
I love my family. Please don't murder them.
Oh, what if somebody breaks in? No. Don't kill my family.
Don't kill.
No.
Don't kill.
No.
Don't kill.
No. Please don't break in.
So I was a bit of a weird kid. This is 100% true. I would lie awake at night for like hours. And this was from like 7 to 10 maybe, okay? So I was young, but my sister and I shared a room and I couldn't stop thinking, what if somebody breaks through the window in my room and then goes to stab my sister? I was like 7 and I was like, if they stab her, do I try to save her? Do I try to help her? Or do I run? Because I'm not that strong. I'm 7. I can't really stop the murderer. I'll just die too. But if I leave, then I'm like, I don't want to be a coward little 7-year-old, okay? And I also, of course, had the impending guilt of, do I really want to leave my sister for dead? And even if I try to, like, can I even get out the door? Okay, her bed was closer to the door than mine. So if she's getting murdered, I'm getting murdered, okay? What? This was a real fear I had, okay, guys? This was a real fear, and I don't think this is normal. Big shocker, I am mentally ill, actually. Let me know in the comments when you got diagnosed with OCD. Please let me know if your guys' childhood fears related to death so much too, because this is a bit of a trend as we go forward. I guess next music video.
It's getting dark. Get in the car. You're in a rush. Hit by a bus. Do let me drive. I'm terrified. I'd rather walk 8 miles in Crocs. Ding dong ding dong. This is my song. Dangerous thing. Cars frightening.
I'm really scared, far too aware that I could die. Life goes bye-bye, don't want to die. So what if I just take a train? Highway refrain, tickets sold out. What to do now? No, I won't drive, I'd rather hike. Ding dong ding dong, this is my song. Dangerous thing, doors threatening. Ding dong,
Someone else drives. It's not my fault if we all die.
buses are nice, someone else drives. It's not my fault if we all die. So as you guys may have guessed, may have taken a gander, taken a shot, I did not have this fear as a 5-year-old. I barely knew what a car was. This one is a current fear, actually. I don't like driving in the dark, okay? And the first time I realized that this was a fear of mine was I was going to a dress rehearsal for my choir, and it was dark. And I got on like the highway, and I couldn't stop thinking, what if I die right now? There's so many cars around me. It was a big road, okay? It was a big road. And I was like, somebody could hit me with a car right now, and they'll be like, where where's Chloe? She needs to be here for choir. And I'd be like, oh, sorry, I'm literally dead, okay? I'm being life flighted to a why is this my fear? Why do all my fears surround death? Now I can't drive in the dark because I'm scared I'm gonna die every time. Driving in the day though, perf, no big deal driving in the day, okay? Because everybody knows you can't die when it's daytime. When I feared people would break into the house, nighttime, that's all I'm saying. So I guess long story short, you can't die in the daytime, and don't make me drive at night, I'll start crying. So that's nice, next video.
Once I was 7 years old, and my biggest fear was being sent to bed without reading time. Once I was 7 years old. I had about 10 books, I read them all every night. Somehow I never got bored of Scuffy or of all of these guys. But when I did something bad, I'd be crying through the whole night, because my punishment was I did not get my reading time. Once I was 11 years old, and my biggest fear was my family being crushed by a chandelier. Once I was 11 years old. I was on my way to North Carolina, so excited, train is boarding, get on with my grandma. But then I had a thought that stopped me right in my train tracks. What if while I'm gone my fam gets crushed by a hanging lamp? Once I was 16 years old, and my biggest fear was, simply put, that everybody hates me. Once I was 16 years old. Now you could say I'm great, could say you really liked me, but I'd be convinced that you were just trying to spare me. Made sure I was the one to host every party, cause if I didn't I was scared I wouldn't be invited. Once I was 16 years old, and my biggest fear was having no real friends to rely on. Once I was 16 years old. Soon I'll be 20 years old, don't know what's to come. Guess I'll have some new things to be afraid of. Soon I'll be 20 years old.
Okay, this one is a lot. So we're gonna go through this chronologically. First off, my reading fear, if you will. So when I was a kid, my parents would let me and my two siblings stay up later if we were reading. But I loved reading so much that whenever they needed to punish me for something, they'd be like, you know what, that's it. You don't get your reading time tonight. And this was the worst thing they could ever do to me, okay? I would sooner have them chop my hands off than not give me reading time. So I would go to bed, and then my sister and I shared a room, so she would still be up reading, and I would be sobbing. Like, I would be wailing, okay? I was so upset that I couldn't read, that my sister got to stay up even later than usual because she was like, Mom, Dad, I can't go to sleep. She's just so loud. She would stay up until I fell asleep because that's how loud I was crying. I guess I was just like a really big baby, little loser sucker baby. Sorry. Oh, also fun little story related to that. When I was like 11, my mom let me read Harry Potter for the first time, and in the first chapter they said damn, and then I cried for 2 days because I felt bad because I read a swear word. Anyway, the North Carolina train story. You see, here's the thing. I was gonna take my first train. Okay, my grandma and I going to North Carolina to visit some aunts. I was so freaking hyped because this was going to be my first train ever. Turns out they are not that great kids. But I was 11, so I was really excited. And then we got to the train station, like waiting to board the train, and I just started sobbing. And my grandma was like, what is wrong with you? And I wouldn't tell her because in my head, I was picturing that my family would get crushed by a chandelier while I was gone and die, and I wouldn't get to say goodbye to them. So I was bugging. I was like, I can't go. If they're gonna die, then I can't leave and then not even say goodbye, and they're just gonna die getting crushed by a chandelier, and I'm gonna be an orphan. So yeah, I didn't feel it was appropriate to tell her that. So then eventually she had to like phone my mom in, and my mom calmed me down. I still wouldn't tell either of them what was wrong. So that's that one, yeah. I did end up going on the train. I had a great time, and my family is still alive, so win for me, man. And the high school one, it's pretty simple. I just I just thought everybody hated me. If you're in high school and you don't think everybody hates you, congrats, man. I don't know how you did that. Let me know your worst childhood fear and if it relates to death. Bye-bye. Little do they know, in my head, chandelier falling. Just, they're dead.